Hi, I'm Kate with The Productive Teacher, and today we're going to do spelling practice with a vowel team that makes the short E sound. The letters E and A can work together to make the E sound. Here's how it works. I will say a word. You will count the sounds in the word. Then we will spell each sound so that we have spelled the word. Let's get started. Weather. You can see this picture has a lot of different types of weather. The word is weather. How many sounds do you hear in the word weather? There are 4 sounds in the word weather. What's the first sound you hear in the word weather? W, w. What letter makes the W sound? That's right, it's a W. What's the second sound you hear in the word weather? W, eh. That's our short E sound that we know is going to be spelled E-A. What's the next sound you hear in the word weather? Weth. What letters make the th sound? That's right, T-H. And what's the last sound you hear in the word weather? There are lots of different ways. There are several ways to spell the sound. In this case, it is E-R. This is how you spell weather. Our next word is head. How many sounds do you hear in the word head? That's right, there are 3 sounds. What's the first sound you hear in the word head? What letter makes the sound? That's right, it's an H. What's the next sound you hear in the word head? There's our short E, we spell it E-A. What's the last sound you hear in the word head? What letter makes the D sound? Yes, a D. This is how you spell head. Our next word is deaf. You can see this girl is using sign language. The word is deaf. How many sounds do you hear in the word deaf? Yes, there are 3 sounds in the word deaf. What is the first sound you hear in the word deaf? D. What letter makes the D sound? Yes, a D. Nice job. What is the second sound you hear in the word deaf? That is our short E sound. We spell it with E-A. And what is our last sound we hear in the word deaf? What letter makes the F sound? Yes, the letter F. This is how you spell deaf. This is a picture of someone spreading, it looks like Nutella, on toast. Our word is spread. Spread. How many sounds do you hear in the word spread? There are 5 sounds in the word spread. What is the first sound you hear in the word spread? S. What letter makes the S sound? Yes, the letter S. What's the next sound you hear in the word spread? Sp. What letter makes the P sound? The letter P. What's the next sound you hear in the word spread? What letter makes the sound? R. Nice job. What's the next sound you hear? That's our short E. We spell it E-A. And what's the last sound in the word spread? What letter makes the D sound? The letter D. This is how you spell spread. Nice job. Our next word is bread. Bread. How many sounds do you hear in the word bread? There are 4 sounds in the word bread. What's the first sound you hear in the word bread? B. What letter makes the B sound? The letter B. What's the next sound you hear in the word bread? What letter makes the sound? R. Nice job. What's the next sound you hear in the word bread? We've got the short E sound, E-A. And what's the last sound you hear in the word bread? Bread. What letter makes the D sound? The letter D. Nice job. Our next word, this looks like cereal, but there is no short E in cereal. So this word is breakfast. Breakfast. How many sounds do you hear in the word breakfast? There are 8 sounds in the word breakfast. What is the first sound you hear in breakfast? What letter makes the B sound? The letter B. Nice job. What's the next sound you hear in breakfast? Brr. What letter do you hear? Or what sound do you hear? What letter makes The letter R. Nice job. What's the next sound you hear in breakfast? There's our short E. We spell it E-A. What's the next sound you hear in breakfast? We've got the K sound. Now, ordinarily, we use CK to make the K sound after a short sound. But because it's a vowel team making that short sound, we just use the letter K. What's the next sound we hear in breakfast? What letter makes the F sound? The letter F. What's the next sound we hear in breakfast? It's a schwa. We don't know what letter is making that schwa sound unless we have mapped this word. So I can tell you it's the letter A making that schwa sound. But if you want to remember when you are spelling breakfast, to say it breakfast, right? The word breakfast comes from a long time ago where they would say in the morning when they ate after sleeping all night and not eating that they were breaking the fast. So fasting means not eating. So every morning they would break their fast with breakfast. So if that helps you remember that schwa is an A, think about that in your head. What is the next sound you hear in breakfast? What letter makes the S sound? Yes, the letter S. And what's the last sound you hear in the word breakfast? What letter makes the T sound? The letter T. Nice job. Here's our next picture. Oh, she's pulling on that boat, but it's really hard because it is heavy. Our word is heavy. How many sounds do you hear in the word heavy? There are 4 sounds in the word heavy. What's the first sound you hear? What letter makes the sound? H. Nice job. What's the next sound you hear? That's our short E. Spell E-A. What's the next sound you hear in heavy? What letter makes the V sound? The letter V. What's the last sound you hear in the word heavy? Heavy. Oh, it sounds like an E. What letter do we use to make the long E sound at the end of words? We usually use the letter Y. This is how you spell heavy. For our next picture, we have a woman about to get on an airplane. She has fancy shoes, a fancy car. She's getting on an airplane. She is very wealthy. Wealthy is our word. How many sounds do you hear in the word wealthy? There are 5 sounds in the word wealthy. What is the first sound you hear in the word wealthy? What letter makes the W sound? W. Nice job. What's the next sound you hear in the word wealthy? That's the short E sound. We're spelling that E-A. What's the next sound you hear in the word wealthy? What letter makes the ol sound? The letter L. What's the next sound you hear in the word wealthy? Wealth. What letters make the th sound? That's right, T-H. What's the last sound you hear in the word wealthy? Wealthy, E. We've got that long E sound at the end of wealthy. What letter do we usually use to make the long E sound at the end of a word? It's the letter Y. Nice job. This is how you spell wealthy. Our last word today is feather. Feather. How many sounds do you hear in the word feather? There are 4 sounds in the word feather. What is the first sound you hear in feather? What letter makes the F sound? The letter F. Nice job. What's the next sound you hear in the word feather? Short E, we spell it E-A. What's the next sound you hear in the word feather? What letters make the sound? T-H. Nice job. And what's the last sound you hear in the word feather? Remember, there's different ways to spell the sound, but in this case, it is E-R. This is how you spell feather. Thanks so much for spelling with me today. I'll see you next time.